Drawbacks of manual testing. See, before going to discuss drawbacks of manual testing, first I will explain manual and automated test processes. See, software testing can be done in two ways. One is manual testing, another is test automation or automated testing. See, software testing can be done in two ways. One is manual testing. Another is test automation. Or you can say automated testing. Okay. Supriya, can you tell me what is manual testing? First, I am taking manual testing. Just definition. What is manual testing?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yeah, we do manual testing to find the defects in
uh.
order to know whether the program is correct
Okay,
or
you are
not.
telling testing concept, but I am asking manual testing. See, simple. Testing computer software manually without using any automation tool, isn't it? Any queries, Supriya?
No, sir.
Testing computer software. Nowadays, our testing is not only restricted to computer software, mobile software also. See, mobile testing also there. Mobile device, see, software on mobile devices. Next, software on computers. See, testing computer software, mobile software, but computer software is primary. Mobile software manually without using any automation tool. See, this is test tool. Test tool also software. See, simple. Here, just what are the important tasks in manual testing? Say, important tasks in manual testing. See, first, testers derive test scenarios from, say, I'm explaining in brief. Testers derive test scenarios. Testers derive test scenarios from requirements. If you have use cases, user stories from use cases. Depends on available documentation. Next, document test cases. And collect test data, input data for executing the test case. See, deriving test scenarios, documenting test cases, and collecting test data. This is all these comes under test design. See this line, test design. Next, test execution. Testers execute testers execute test cases. Testers execute test cases. If they find any deviations from expected, then report defects. See, if they find any deviations from expected, then report defects. Report defects. See, this is the manual test process in simple manner. Okay, now Ritesh, important tasks in manual testing.
Yes, sir.
See, in another short form, just important tasks in software testing: test design and test execution. While execution, we report defects. Okay. Next, automated testing. Important tasks in test automation or automated testing. Automated testing. Okay, before that, what is automated testing? Can you tell me, Mrinal, what is test automation or automation testing? Automated testing?
Yes, automation testing is converting the manual test cases into the automated test scripts.
Converting is not mandatory. You can derive directly.
Right. Yes.
Converting is converting manual test cases is best practice, but not mandatory. Okay.
Okay.
Test.
Yes.
See, simple. Testing computer software or mobile software using any software tool. Okay, na?
Okay.
See, testing computer software primary. Nowadays, mobile applications also increasing. Computer software, mobile software using any software tool. Tool also software tool like UFT, Unified Functional Testing, or Selenium, or RFT, Rational Functional Tester from IBM, or Silk Test from Micro Focus, etc. See, here what are the important tasks in test automation or automated testing? Can you tell me, Dilpreet, important tasks in test automation or automated testing?
We'll have to select that which all test cases do we need to automate, and then we'll have to go with automation of those test cases.
Okay. In simple manner, I will explain. Say, selecting test cases. So many topics are there. Just in brief, Madhavi, not. Madhavi, can you hear me?
Sir.
Can you hear me, Madhavi?
Hello? Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I joined through phone, so.
Okay. Actually, system integrated voice is enough. Okay, you try at least by tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Testers generate, see, in automation also, Tester's contribution important. Tool won't do all tasks its own. Testers only generate. Testers generate tests, or you can say test scripts. Testers generate tests or test scripts using test tools, IDE features, IDE, integrated development environment. See, every tool provides IDE. For example, UFT, RFT, they provide IDE, but our Selenium WebDriver doesn't provide any IDE, only programming interface. For each and everything, we need to write the code in Selenium WebDriver. Another tool in Selenium suite, Selenium IDE is there. It provides IDE. Okay. Most of the tools provides IDE, menus items. For example, IDE features recording, checkpoints are some of the examples of IDE features. But our Selenium WebDriver, primary tool of Selenium suite, doesn't provide any IDE, only programming interface. Okay, that we will discuss later. Using test tools IDE features and programming features. For example, flow control statements, conditional statements, loop statements, functions, etc. Programming features. Any supported programming features. For example, if we use UFT means Unified Functional Testing, formerly QTP. If it is UFT supports VB script for applying programming logic to our test cases. If it is Selenium supports nearly 6 programming languages: Java, Perl, Python, Ruby, etc. Generally, most of the Selenium testers use Java. If we use Java, you can use Java programming features in Selenium test cases. Okay. Say testers generate tests using tool features and program features. Okay. For test design, testers contribution is mandatory. Testers only prepare tests. Okay. For test execution, testers uh, interaction optional. See, test tool can execute tests. Here single test or series of tests. That concept is test batches. Test batch means batch testing. Batch testing means executing series of tests. See, single test or test batch without user interaction. Here user means tester. Without user interaction. See, for test design, user interaction is mandatory. For test execution, user interaction optional. See, without user interaction, and provide tester results. Okay. Next, tester's responsibility. Testers analyze tester results and send defect reports if they find any deviations from requirements. See, testers analyze tester results. Next, and send and report defects and report defects if they find any mismatches, if they find any deviations from expected. Say we derive expected from results, requirements. We derive each and every test case expected result from requirements. See, this is the test automation process in simple manner. Okay, now Madhavi, test automation process?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now just going to come to mainstream drawbacks in just a minute. Drawbacks of manual testing. Drawbacks of manual testing. Okay, just can you tell me, Mamata, what are the important tasks in manual testing?
Sir, it takes so much time.
Okay. I'm not asking drawbacks. What are the already completed topics? What are the important tasks in manual testing?
Okay, and using the requirements, we can generate the test cases, design the test cases. So that is the one important thing we can do by using manual.
Say deriving test scenarios from requirements, documenting test cases, and collect test data. All these comes under test design. Next, testers execute test cases and report defects if they find any deviations from expected. Okay, na? Next, Saloni, what are the important tasks in automated testing or test automation?
Like testers generate the test scripts.
Testers generates test scripts. Good, continue.
And testing tool, like they execute the test
Just
cases.
a minute. How they design tests? Testers create test scripts using test tool IDE features and programming features. Next, test tool execute tests, single test or series of tests without human user interaction, means tester interaction. User interaction sometimes may be there, but not mandatory. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Now come to Supriya. All of you put mute. Supriya, drawbacks of manual testing. Can you tell me one or two drawbacks of manual testing?
Yes, sir. It will take a lot of resources and time. And it's only limited to short-term projects.
Okay, good.
Yep, thank you, sir.
You explained one point. Manual testing, say, manual testing requires more time. Why? Testers only execute all possible test cases one by one. See, it takes time. If it is test tool can execute tests quickly. Why? Tool is software. It can execute quickly. But human users can't execute tests quickly. Testers execute test cases one by one. It takes some time. See, manual testing requires more time or more resources. more resources. Suppose if you want to reduce the time, you have to increase the resources, human resources and environmental resources. Suppose 4 testers using 4 missions conducting testing. It takes 6 months. If you want to reduce the time to 4 months, you need to increase the testers, means human resources, and missions, environmental resources. Suppose 6 testers, 4 months, like that. See, more resources. Here resources, human and environmental resources. Human resources and environmental resources. Manual testing requires more time or more resources. Next, sometimes both. Sometimes both. Time and resources. Time and resources. Okay. Anyhow, it takes time. Manual testing takes time. Next, Mrinal, any other points? Drawbacks
Yes,
of contribute?
like if we have to go with the big amount of data, it is very impractical to go with the manual testing. It will take more time
Big amount
and
of
perform
data. Where we use big amount of data?
like if we have to check one functionality with different kinds of data.
Yes. That is
Then it is
data
bit
driven
difficult.
testing.
Right.
Testing the same functionality with multiple sets of test data. Okay.
Right.
Okay. That point also good. Next, Dilpreet. Okay, Mrinal. Dilpreet.
Yes, accurate manual testing, human error can creep in
Yes.
as
Yes.
compared
Good.
to automation
See,
testing.
less accuracy. Less accuracy. See, human users may make mistakes in terms of, for example, in terms of complex calculations. Human users may make mistakes, but if it is test automation, tool is software. If you provide correct logic, tool can execute tests correctly. Okay, human users may make mistakes. So, in manual testing, less accuracy. Next, Ritesh.
Yes, sir. So drawbacks of manual testing,
Yes.
it's the over the time the job will become a tedious, like
Okay.
and that increases the it's the same
Okay.
increases the chances of making mistakes.
Okay. That one already covered. Okay.
Yeah, less.
Okay. 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 Try to increase the clarity at least by next time. Saloni, your name is Saloni. Pronunciation is correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Tell me 1 or 2 points regarding this drawbacks of manual testing.
Like if we have to compare the large amount of data in manual testing.
It is impractical. Yes.
Yeah.
See. Okay. Okay, Saloni, good. Comparing large amount of data is impractical. Comparing large amount of data is impractical. Suppose as part of testing, if you want to compare two different databases, or one database data with Excel file data. Suppose 10,000 records available in a database, and in Excel file some 10,000 records available. We want to compare these two resources. Here resource means test that one. Data file is resource. Data file. Suppose comparing two resources, two databases, or one database and another is Excel file, is impractical. Why? Suppose if you want to check 10,000 record, it takes a lot of time, and you cannot maintain correctness also. If it is tool can compare quickly. If it is 1,000 records or 10,000 records, tool can compare quickly. You can use programming logic. Tool can compare quickly and provide accurate result. But if it is manual testing, comparing large amount of data is impractical. Next, Supriya. Anything else, Supriya?
No idea, sir.
Okay, cool. No issue. Madhavi. Written to Madhavi.
Yes, sir. Manual testing, if we need any like reusable test cases, then you have to run it again, and whenever the environment changes, you have to create new data, and that will be very tedious.
Okay. Rerun. Rerun takes time, huh?
Right. And if there is any new functionality introduced, you have to do a regression testing.
Yes,
then
regression
if you have
testing.
automation.
See, for every release, so I'm explaining in brief. For every release, we must rerun the same set of tests, set of tests. For example, sanity tests, next regression tests. Example, which can be tiresome. And time-taking process also. Okay, Madhavi's point. Say we need to execute tests on different versions of software. For every release, we must rerun same tests, not all tests, some tests, same set of tests again and again. That takes more time and tediness. Next, Mamata. Any other, Mamata?
Yeah, and performance testing is not practical in manual testing.
Good. Say all types of testing is not possible. For example, performance testing is impractical in manual testing. Why? Organizing, suppose we want to test 10,000 users load, 10,000 concurrent users load. Organizing 10,000 testers and 10,000 machines, impractical. If it is test automation, we can create 10,000 virtual users using 3 or 4 machines. We can apply 10,000 users load. That is simple. But in manual testing, performance testing is impractical. See, performance testing is impractical. Functional testing possible. Performance testing is impractical. Performance testing is impractical. Why? Organizing thousands of users and machines is difficult and impractical. Next, who is next? Mrinal. Already you told now. What is your point? Executing same tests again and again on same version.
Right.
Executing same tests again and again or multiple times again and again is time-taking process. As well as tedious. Okay, put mute. Say, observe Madhavi, fourth point, sixth point. Rerun on different versions of software is fourth point. Same tests, sometimes some same tests. For example, sanity tests on build 1, build 2, build 1 smoke testing. Suppose sanity tests on build 3, build 4, build 5, build 6. Tests same, but versions of software different. Next, sixth point. Same version of the software, same tests, but multiple times. This is repeating. Observe, fourth point, reusable, reusing our tests on different versions of software. Next, sixth one, repeating tests on same version of software. Repeating. Okay. Anyhow, in the next topic, we will discuss more. Just remember here two things. Fourth topic related to reusable. Sixth topic related to repeatable. Both are different. Executing same test again and again on same version of software. When we execute same tests again and again, see, sometimes we execute tests multiple times using multiple sets of test data. Suppose login functionality is there. Checking login functionality using multiple user IDs and passwords. That term is data-driven testing. Actually, data-driven testing is not in manual testing. That is test automation terminology. Data-driven testing. What is data-driven testing? Testing the same functionality using multiple sets of test data. If it is manual testing, for every test iteration means cycle of execution. Suppose one test case is there. If you execute the same test case 10 times, 10 iterations, 10 results, 10 iterations. Say, if you execute any functionality 10 times, that time 10 iterations. For every iteration in manual testing, for every test iteration, user means tester interaction is mandatory. But in test automation, user interaction not required. If we use any test data file, connect test data file, then tool can execute same functionality with multiple sets of test data continuously. Okay. Getting this point, Ritesh, executing same tests again and again.
Yes, sir.
The term is called data-driven testing. Executing the same functionality or same tests using multiple sets of test data. First of all, why data-driven testing? Suppose for one input, my application is responding fine. Suppose login functionality is there. I entered valid username and password. It is working fine. Then why we need to test with multiple sets of test data? Ritesh, getting my point? Why data-driven testing?
Sir, it depends on the data field. If the password is accepting like different kind of characters, then you should try.
Say, increase the clarity and reduce the complexity. Try to provide clarity description. Say, why data-driven testing? Say, for one input, my application is responding fine. Why we need to test with multiple inputs? See, the primary purpose of data-driven testing is positive and negative testing. Positive and negative testing. See, our application is responding fine for valid inputs. What about handling of invalid inputs? For positive and negative testing, we conduct data-driven testing. And secondary purpose of data-driven testing is reliability testing, checking the reliability of the system. System means application under test. Suppose you can find in internet also. Suppose if you perform same operation again and again, some applications may hang. Hanging application is not reliable application. It has to respond every time. Say, primary purpose of data-driven testing is positive and negative testing. Secondary purpose, reliability testing, checking the reliability of the system. Okay, now Ritesh, any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay. Anyhow, repeating tests, time-taking process in manual testing. Next, Supriya, contribute Supriya.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. We discussed 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Contribute. If you don't know, no issue. Madhavi, you continue, Madhavi.
I'm still thinking, sir.
Okay, cool. Say, batch testing concept is there. Batch testing. What is batch testing? Executing series of tests. Batch testing is possible in manual testing. Batch testing is possible, but for each test execution, human user interaction is mandatory. For each test case execution, user means tester, user interaction is mandatory. User interaction is mandatory. If it is automated testing or test automation, user interaction optional, you can create test batches. Without human user interaction, tool can execute series of tests continuously. This is one. Next, Dilpreet.
Yes,
Dilpreet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, think. If you don't know, no issue. I will explain. Okay, say one more important thing. Manual test case scope is very less. See, manual test case scope. Manual test case scope is very less. I will explain this concept. Very less. Next, automated test scope is more. Observe. Manual test case scope is very less. Why? Human user can concentrate on 1 or 2 verification points only at a time. Human user at a time can concentrate on 1 or 2 verification points only. Can't concentrate on multiple verification points, 20, 30 verification points. Human user can concentrate on 1 or 2 verification points only at a time. Suppose if it is automation, test tool is software. If we use programming logic, tool can concentrate on multiple verification points in a test. You can insert 10, 20, 30 verification points in a test. In single test, you can insert. In single automated test, you can insert 10, 20, 30, 40 verification points. Tool can concentrate. Why? Tool is software. It can concentrate. But in manual testing, test case scope is very limited. Why? Human user cannot concentrate on multiple verification points at a time. Suppose for one project, 1000 test cases required. Example, suppose for one project, 1000 test cases, manual test cases are required. If it is automated testing, you can cover these 1000 test cases with 4 or 500 automated test cases. Getting this point, Madhavi?
Yes, sir.
Suppose in manual testing 100 test cases. 100 automated test cases not required. Why? Automated test scope is high. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Ritesh, did you understand this concept? Manual test case scope is very less when it compares to automated test. Why? What is the reason?
It can perform multiple validation.
Not it can. User cannot concentrate on multiple verification points while execution.
Yes, and
suppose if you write one test case used multiple verifications, you cannot concentrate these multiple verifications during execution, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
If it is automated testing, test tool is software. It can concentrate on multiple verification points. Suppose you can insert 10, 20, 30 conditional statements, loop statements. It can concentrate. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Next, one more thing. Processing change requests. Processing change requests during software maintenance. During software maintenance, takes more time. Why? For each and every test execution, human user interaction is mandatory. See, maintenance testing. In maintenance testing, automation is flexible than manual testing. Sometimes manual testing also required, but automation is useful. Why? You can process change requests quickly. And one more thing, in IT industry, nearly 40 to 45%, 40 to 45% only new projects. 50 to 55% projects are maintenance projects. So you need to familiar with maintenance also. See, these are the important drawbacks of manual testing. Okay, now Dilpreet, shall we move to next topic? Or any queries in this topic? Drawbacks of manual testing?
No queries.
Mamata, shall we move to next topic, Mamata?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. See, next topic. Advantages of, before moving to next topic, we discussed drawbacks of manual testing. Okay, apart from that, tell me some advantages of manual testing. See, manual testing having some advantages also. Advantage of, see, this is just extension for that topic. Extension. Advantage of manual testing, Saloni. See, so many drawbacks are there for manual testing, but some advantages also there.
We don't use any programming language in manual testing.
Good. No programming knowledge. No programming knowledge is required. If it is automation, programming knowledge mandatory. Next, Supriya.
Yes, sir. Yeah, compared to automation, manual testing takes less cost.
Cost, that is not fact. See, some open source tools also available in the industry now. Suppose if it is Selenium, you no need to purchase a license. And one more thing, if we use automation in proper way, definitely you can reduce the time and resources now.
Yes, sir.
So, some people saying automation is expensive, manual testing is inexpensive. No, that is not correct. See, if we use automation tools in proper manner, definitely you can reduce the time and resources. And one more thing, some tools are open source. You no need to purchase license. Anybody can download and use. Okay. No programming knowledge is required. That is one. Next, any other? Mamata.
Usability.
Not 100% automation is possible.
100% automation is not possible. But 100% manual testing is possible for functional testing, but performance testing impractical. Okay. Recommendable for usability testing. See. Recommendable for usability testing, checking the look and feel aspects. Usability testing recommended for usability testing. Say tools can't judge look and feel aspects. Human user can judge look and feel aspects. See, human user can check user friendliness of the system. Here system means application under test. Human users can judge user friendliness of the system, but tools can't judge. Next, one important thing, no environment limitations. No environment limitations. Environment limitations. First of all, what is environment limitation? Say test tools have environment limitations. If it is manual testing, irrespective of the application environment, you can apply manual testing methodologies. Irrespective of the application environment, we can apply manual testing methodologies. If it is automation, environment limitations. For example, you take UFT, formerly QTP. I think all of you familiar with QTP. Just Dilpreet, you know UFT?
Yeah, it uses VB scripting.
QTP, formerly QTP. See, if it is UFT, UFT has some limitations. Environment limitations. Environment limitations. What is the environment limitation? See, UFT, formerly QTP. UFT works only on Microsoft Windows operating environment. UFT doesn't support Unix environment. Unix or Unix flavors like Linux, Solaris, etc. Suppose our application under test deployed on Unix, you cannot use UFT. UFT supports Windows only. That is environment limitation. If it is manual testing, you can test on Windows or Macintosh or Unix or Linux, no issue. Irrespective of the application environment, you can apply manual testing methodologies. But tools have limitations. For example, Selenium. Selenium supports only web-based applications automation. Selenium doesn't support desktop applications. That is Selenium limitation. UFT limitation. UFT doesn't support Unix environment, Unix operating environment. Okay, now this point, Ritesh, environment limitations.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay.
Understood.
Next, Madhavi. Anything else, Madhavi?
Yes, sir. Like if there is any dynamic changes in the GUI object, then it's more appropriate to do manual testing.
Yes. Recommendable for dynamically changing UI designs. For example, user interface design, front-end objects changing dynamically. That time automation is difficult. If it is manual testing also you need to rerun. But suppose one one sign in button name, submit button next time. See, manual testing use less changes, but if it is automation, you need to change test script. See, manual testing is recommendable for dynamically changing UI designs, user interface designs. This is one. Next, one more. Manual testing allows for human user observation, which may be more useful to find potential defects. See, in automation, execution time, user interaction optional, only tool executes. So less or no interaction, testers have less or no interaction with application. If it is manual testing, more interaction with application. Testers only explore the application. So they may find more potential defects. Say, manual testing allows human user observation, which may be more useful to find defects, more useful to find potential defects. Suppose any test cases that need to run only one time, that time manual testing is simple. Okay, move to next topic.